Okay, if we can call the Planning Commission meeting in order. First item on the agenda, if we can all please stand. Salute our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Hicks. Here. Commissioner McHouston.
Here.
Commissioner Mild.
Here.
Commissioner Mullins.
Here.
Commissioner O'Brien.
Here.
Vice Chair Miller.
Here.
And absent from tonight's meeting is Chair Phillips. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any public comments, items that are not on the agenda?
No public comments.
Okay. Okay, the consent agenda, Planning Commission meeting minutes from September 17th of 2025. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as written.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. All right, thank you. We'll go right into our agenda here then. We'll open the public hearing. Oh, wait a minute. I want to start off, back up a little bit. Is there any items of ex parte communication that any one of the members here tonight have to disclose? No. Okay. All right, then we'll go into the public hearing. Item number 2. So we'll open the public hearing. The time is 6:32.
All right, thank you all, honorable or vice chair and planning commissioners. Tonight before you is public hearing entitlement 25-0006, which is for Golden State Blazing. It is a planning use permit and architectural review for the construction of a pre-engineered metal storage building or a metal building that consists of about 11,000 square feet of warehousing and 2,000 square feet of office space. Site does include the associated improvements for the site, including the parking lot, trash enclosure, and landscaping for the use. Now, a bit of background. If this applicant's name seems kind of familiar to the location, it's because they are currently operating on a building just one lot kind of over from this proposed one. They had case number 18055 approved by the Planning Commission, which was for the development of 31575 Avenue E. Did include a 2,400 square foot office and then a just under 5,000 square foot warehouse, and is the home of them, of the applicant. Their business has continued to grow since they moved to Yucaipa a couple of years ago, and so they have sought for additional property to support their expanded operations. And so the subject site that they did find, one of the lots was previously entitled on it. However, the applicant purchased the site and the adjoining parcel. And so they are looking to develop 2 different parcels, about an acre in size, within the city's community industrial land use district. There are residential uses to the north and east. The ones that are to the east are legal non-conforming residences in the community industrial district. And then there is industrial uses to the west and south, including Calamasa Steel, which is directly next to them to the west. And then their site is one property west of that one. And so they are requesting a planning use permit to support their growing operations with 2,000 square foot office and 11,000 square foot warehouse. Their business, Golden State Glazing, deals with kind of furnishing curtain walls, storefronts, and window walls. So the glazing, the glass, kind of associated with a number of different developments. And these type of land uses are permissible with a conditional use permit or planning use permit in this case, subject to the city's development code section 84.0370. And so as part of the site development, it was reviewed for compliance with the city's development code for that land use district. And so a table is listed in the agenda report and on the screen above, showing it does exceed all the development code standards for that land use district, including parking, lot coverage, the landscaping requirement, as well as the setbacks that are provided for the site. And as part of the application, they did submit architectural review. The design is meant to be compatible with kind of the existing Golden State glazing building, as well as the Markarian log group building, which is just next to their existing facility. And so it utilizes kind of the burnished slate metal exterior finishes, and then kind of similar to their existing office, kind of changes of the gable ends to add a little bit more architectural intrigue. And then they do have a covered patio or kind of porch area that extends along their storefront, and then connecting to kind of the pedestrian service within the warehouse building. And then lastly, it does include kind of bid windows along the exterior ends of the building to match what they have on their current piece of property. So this detailing is also continued on along the same edges of the building as their existing property. Property also does include landscaping, kind of larger trees. So they have jacaranda trees along the rear next to the water quality detention basin, along the back of the property as it slopes towards the rear. And then they do have a number of kind of flowering trees, including the forest pansy redbud, along kind of the property, and then landscaping along the front as well. And then kind of ties together. And then the grading, because it does slope quite a bit to the rear, does involve them kind of constructing the site to level it off relative to the street for their use of the facility, and truck loading and unloading it, and then it drops off in the rear, consistent with the other properties along that same street. As part of the project review did receive a project notice to surrounding property owners, and no comments were received with questions or concerns about the project. And then it is recommended that it is determined to be exempt from environmental review pursuant to section 15332 of the Sequoia guidelines. It is a site less than 5 acres, substantially surrounded by development, consistent with the general plan, and none of the provisions that would provide an exception to 15332 is met, and so therefore that would qualify. The project is subject to the development impact fee program, but it does receive a credit for the 2 homes that were previously on site and recently demolished in the, since the city's development impact fee program was started. And so this is the rate that it is expected to be subject to. And with that, staff recommends approval of the project. I'm happy to answer any questions, and then the project applicant and their architect is also here to answer any questions.
Any questions of staff at this time?
I have a question regarding the drainage.
Go right ahead.
On the drainage, it looks, sorry, my bad. On the drainage, it looks like it's all going back. It states that 88% of the property is gonna be non-permeable. Is that correct? And that all of the drainage is gonna go back to that southwest corner? Is that a retention basin, or just all the water is gonna go there?
Yeah, so right now the historic flow of the site, because of the grade elevation, does migrate to the south, and so that would be continued because they're able to maintain the historic flows, but there will be a detention basin that will address kind of the increased runoff that would occur with the impervious surface. So they have to collect it there and make sure that the runoff rate remains the same as today's conditions. And so the landscaping along the rear is meant to do that, as well as an engineered basin along the back as well.
So what you're saying is it's going to detain all the water except for what the historical flow is to enter into the neighbor's property?
Yep, consistent with the requirements that the city has.
All righty. Other questions for staff?
Yeah, I just wanted to applaud any business in this economy expanding, so that's great. The glazing part of the name, can you tell me a little bit about the business? I probably should have Googled it and found a website, but
Why don't we have the applicant, if they want to come up and speak, we'll ask them.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other questions? Hearing none, would the applicant like to come up and give us a presentation, please? Please state your name and your address.
Kathleen Hoosier, and I'm the president of Golden State Glazing. We are a woman-owned glazing business, and glazing is any glass that's going on the exterior of buildings or within the inside interiors of buildings. Golden State primarily works with public and private entities, 18 stories and less. So we don't generally go above 18 stories. And we generally do most of our work. We've done some in the city. Sorensen is one of them. But most of our work is in the LA, Santa Monica area. So what we do is, as a woman-owned, we venture into the public works sector on schools, colleges, and that type of stuff, prisons. A lot of our work is done with hospitals. We're trying desperately to get over there at Loma Linda's new facility going up. But like I said, trying desperately. We haven't gotten there yet. But for us, we fabricate our aluminum, which means aluminum comes in 24-foot stock lengths, and we cut to size to fit the windows. We build them kind of knocked down, and then when they come to a site, we put them together at the site. So most of the cutting and fabbing is in our shop, hence the reason for the shop. We just don't have the room, the lay down space to be doing that kind of cutting, and we want to expand and get a little bit more automated. Most of our guys work and live in the city. Some of these guys have been with me since they got out of high school, and they actually went to high school with my son. So it has been a family group of people, of men that have helped build this business with me. So we're trying to stay within the city is primarily what our action is here. And stay close to their families and stay close to what we know. So that's why we're asking for this.
Well, thank you for that history there. Do you have any comments about your projects that's being presented to us tonight?
I wish it were bigger, honestly. I've been trying desperately to get a little bit bigger, a little bit more property. And I wish Calamasa still wasn't in between me so I could take that property. Unfortunately, I just haven't given that up either. But this is the best we've found, closest to our building, where we could utilize both buildings and get the best that we could. Originally, I was only able to purchase one parcel, and then Pop Top Heaven had decided they didn't want to build on their property, and I was able to pick that one up. Hence, we had to come back in and redo all our drawings to include that property. But yeah, I would love to have another acre if I could, right next door. Make it a line.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any questions for the applicant? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any public comments of this item on the agenda?
No public comments on this item.
No public comments, then I don't think we need a rebuttal here. I have a question I want to ask on the trash enclosures, because I've had a situation I want to make sure that, and do this in front of a public, that with trash enclosures, who requires the trash enclosure? Do they have an option that they have to have dumpsters, or can they do toters? Because they have a property that's close by, are they required to have dumpsters or toters there? Who makes that determination?
So because of the site being a different parcel, technically it does have to kind of operate on its own. So if, let's say, hypothetically, Golden State, the applicant moves and sells off the property, the dumpsters do need to be provided on there. The size usually depends on the need, and that's determined in conjunction with Burtec, which is our city's franchise waste hauler. I believe for all kind of commercial and industrial uses, the formal dumpster is required. When it comes to residential uses, Burtec has a little bit more discretion on whether or not it's just a standard rollaway or the dumpster provision.
So what you're saying is any commercial use is required to have a dumpster based on the city standards, or
Yeah,
or by Burtec? Who actually requires that?
So we have the city standard for the dumpsters and to help meet the Burtec requirements. And so by and large, pretty much all commercial development has a dumpster as part of their site design.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Moving quickly here. Okay, with that, and we're gonna close the public hearing. Discussion. Questions, discussion? Staff have anything else they want to input here?
I'll make a motion.
I'll listen.
I'll make a motion that we approve case number. I'll make a motion that we approve case number PLN, PHE -25-0006 with the recommendations from staff.
I'll second.
We have an emotion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Announcements. Staff, any announcements?
Pretty much, probably two announcements. One, the ordinance number 450 that you guys had reviewed, City Council did kind of parse out some of the different provisions into subsequent ordinances, and your guys' recommendation on the ordinances were carried through. So all the things that you guys recommended approval of were approved, and then the provisions related to signage was not approved, and so that has since died. And then kind of lastly, we will not have a second meeting in November, but we are trying to do a few items for December. We're working with the applicants and trying to make sure that they're ready to go. And so if that is something, we'll have a meeting in December. If not, I'll close out the year, but want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving now that we're officially in the month of November, and we'll see you guys soon.
Okay. Any announcements from the commission here? Okay, then we will call the meeting adjourned. Time is 6:47.